Imagine a world where your computer screen goes blank. Your phone is useless. You try to refresh, restart, and reboot, but nothing works. The frustration builds as you realize that this isn't just a minor glitch. Your bank account is inaccessible. You can't check your balance, transfer funds, or even see if your last paycheck was deposited. The financial world, which you once took for granted, is now out of reach. This isn't a scene from a dystopian movie. It's not a plot twist in a thriller. It's a real-life scenario that unfolded for millions. This was the reality for millions when CrowdStrike, a cybersecurity giant, experienced a major outage. The company, known for its robust security measures, found itself at the center of a digital storm. On June 15, 2024, the system designed to protect others faltered. It was a day that would be etched in the annals of cybersecurity history. It was a stark reminder. In our interconnected world, no one is immune to digital disaster. Our lives are intertwined with technology, and when it fails, the ripple effects are profound. The outage sent shockwaves through the digital world. Social media was abuzz with frantic posts, news outlets scrambled to cover the unfolding crisis, and individuals everywhere were left in a state of disbelief. Businesses ground to a halt. Essential services faced disruptions. From retail stores to corporate offices, the impact was felt far and wide. Operations were halted and productivity plummeted. The incident exposed a chilling truth. Our reliance on technology has outpaced our ability to secure it. We have built a digital world that is both vast and vulnerable. This wasn't just a technical glitch, it was a wake-up call, a reminder that even the most secure systems can fail, and when they do, the consequences can be dire. The question wasn't if it could happen, but when and how badly. As we move forward, the lessons from this day will shape the future of cybersecurity. We must be vigilant, proactive, and prepared for the next digital storm. The technical details of the outage are complex. CrowdStrike, known for its sophisticated threat detection, was ironically brought down by a single point of failure. A rogue software update, a corrupted database, a misconfigured server. The exact cause is still under investigation. But the impact was undeniable. For hours, CrowdStrike systems were offline. Their customers, including major corporations and government agencies, were left vulnerable. The outage highlighted a critical vulnerability in modern cybersecurity: over-reliance on single providers. When one company holds the keys to the kingdom, a single failure can have cascading consequences. This incident serves as a stark reminder that diversification is not just a financial strategy, it's a cybersecurity imperative. The CrowdStrike outage is a symptom of a larger problem: the increasing complexity of modern IT systems. Like a tangled web, our digital infrastructure is a complex ecosystem of interconnected networks, devices, and software. This interconnectedness, while enabling incredible advancements, also creates vulnerabilities. A single weak link, as CrowdStrike discovered, can bring down the entire system. This complexity is often invisible to the end user. We interact with sleek interfaces and intuitive apps, oblivious to the intricate machinery running behind the scenes. But this complexity is a double-edged sword. It makes innovation possible, but also makes security a nightmare. The more complex the system, the harder it is to secure every endpoint and anticipate every vulnerability. Section 4. Echoes of Disasters Past. From Equifax to WannaCry, the lessons we ignore. The digital age has brought unprecedented convenience and connectivity, but it has also exposed us to new vulnerabilities. Cybersecurity breaches have become a recurring nightmare, each incident more alarming than the last. The CrowdStrike outage is not an isolated incident. It's a stark reminder of the ongoing battle between cyber defenders and attackers. Every breach, every outage, is a wake-up call that often goes unheeded. It's the latest in a long line of IT disasters that have exposed the fragility of our digital world. Remember Equifax? The breach was a watershed moment, revealing just how vulnerable our personal information is. The credit reporting agency's massive data breach in 2017 compromised the personal information of over 147 million people. Or WannaCry, the ransomware attack that crippled organizations worldwide in 2017. These incidents, while different in nature, share a common thread: preventable failures in cybersecurity. The WannaCry attack spread like wildfire, exploiting vulnerabilities in outdated software. Hospitals, businesses, and government agencies were paralyzed, their data held hostage. The cost was not just financial, it was a blow to public trust in digital systems. These disasters serve as cautionary tales. They highlight the real-world consequences of cybersecurity failures, from financial losses to reputational damage to national security threats. Yet despite the high stakes, we see the same mistakes repeated. Inadequate security practices, slow response times, and a lack of transparency continue to plague organizations across sectors. The lessons from past breaches are clear, but they are often ignored in the rush to innovate and expand. Financial losses from cyber attacks can be staggering. Companies can lose millions, if not billions, in the aftermath of a breach. The cost of recovery, legal fees, and regulatory fines can cripple even the most robust organizations. Reputational damage is another significant consequence. Trust, once lost, is hard to regain. Customers, partners, and investors may think twice before associating with a company that has suffered a major breach. National security is also at risk. Cyber attacks can target critical infrastructure, disrupt essential services, and even influence political processes. The stakes could not be higher. Despite these high stakes, many organizations continue to operate with inadequate security practices. Outdated technology, insufficient training, and a lack of investment in cybersecurity are common issues. Slow response times exacerbate the problem. When a breach occurs, every second counts. Delays in detection and response can turn a manageable incident into a full-blown crisis. A lack of transparency further complicates matters. Organizations are often reluctant to disclose breaches, fearing the impact on their reputation. This secrecy can hinder efforts to address vulnerabilities and prevent future attacks. The future of cybersecurity depends on our ability to learn from these lessons. It requires a commitment to continuous improvement, investment in advanced technologies, and a culture of transparency and accountability. Collaboration is also key. Cyber threats are global, and addressing them requires cooperation across borders and sectors. Sharing information, best practices, and resources can help build a more resilient digital world. Finally, individuals have a role to play. By staying informed, practicing good cyber hygiene, and advocating for stronger protections, we can all contribute to a safer digital future. From Equifax to WannaCry, the lessons are clear. It's time to heed them and build a more secure digital world for everyone. Section 5. The Cyber Arms Race, New Threats, Higher Stakes, and the Urgency of Now. The cyber threat landscape is constantly evolving. Every day, new vulnerabilities are discovered, and new threats emerge. It's a dynamic environment where the only constant is change. As technology advances, so do the methods and tools used by those who wish to do harm. This evolution is not just a series of isolated incidents, but a continuous, relentless progression that demands our constant vigilance and adaptation. Hackers are becoming more sophisticated, their techniques more advanced, and their targets more ambitious. They are no longer just lone wolves operating from basements. They are organized, well-funded, and highly skilled. These cyber adversaries employ a range of tactics, from phishing and ransomware to zero-day exploits and advanced persistent threats. Their goal is to infiltrate systems, steal sensitive information, disrupt operations, and cause as much damage as possible. From nation-state actors to cybercriminal gangs, the motivations and capabilities of those who seek to exploit our digital vulnerabilities are growing. Nation-state hackers often have political or economic motives, aiming to gather intelligence, disrupt critical infrastructure, or gain a strategic advantage. Cybercriminal gangs, on the other hand, are driven by financial gain, targeting businesses and individuals to extort money or steal valuable data. Both groups are becoming increasingly adept at finding and exploiting weaknesses in our digital defenses. The CrowdStrike outage is a stark reminder that we are in a constant arms race, one where the consequences of falling behind are becoming increasingly dire. This incident highlights the fragility of our digital infrastructure and the potential for widespread disruption. It serves as a wake-up call, emphasizing the need for robust cybersecurity measures and proactive defense strategies. The cost of inaction is too high, and the risks are too great to ignore. This is not just about protecting data anymore. While safeguarding personal and corporate information remains crucial, the scope of cybersecurity has expanded. We must now consider the protection of critical infrastructure, such as power grids, water supply systems, and transportation networks. These systems are the backbone of our society, and their disruption could have catastrophic consequences. It's about safeguarding critical infrastructure, ensuring national security and preserving the very fabric of our digital society. Our interconnected world relies on the seamless operation of digital systems, and any breach can have far-reaching implications. National security is at stake, as cyber attacks can undermine government operations, military capabilities, and public trust. The integrity of our digital society depends on our ability to defend against these threats. The stakes are higher than ever before, and the need for robust cybersecurity measures has never been more urgent. We must invest in advanced technologies, foster collaboration between public and private sectors, and cultivate a culture of cybersecurity awareness. This includes continuous education and training for individuals and organizations, as well as the development of policies and regulations that promote resilience and preparedness. The urgency of now demands that we act decisively to protect our digital future.